Welcome to the Market Wolf. This series of videos will cover one stock market trading concept a week in a chronological order that will help you trade the stock market more successfully. This video is going to be a brief synopsis of my background and my capabilities. I'm a 42-year-old retired mathematician and scientist. I got my bachelor's of science in integrative studies. I became ill with a rare disorder called mast cell activation syndrome when I was 33 years old. As a result of this illness, I had to retire from my science position, and I do miss my lab. I have a love of learning as I taught mathematics and science, and the main body of my philosophy behind teaching is that we learn so that we may teach, and we teach so that we may learn. So understand that this series of videos is not only here to help you, but it helps me as well, because you all teach me within the comments section and with new concepts and ideas that I have not yet encountered. There are always new trading strategies out there. There are always new ways to measure the market that I have not seen before that may be more useful than some of the ways I use to measure the market. So just know that in order to really learn, we have to be open to each other. The master is not truly the master until he or she understands that learning never ends. It's odd how events in our life spark certain decisions that we make that impact the rest of our lives, the people we know, the things that they say to us. I had a very good friend when I was in college and in high school, and he told me once that I was a stupid jock. Now, this didn't hurt my feelings. We were out exercising at a weight room, and I went to bench press, and I was bench pressing a lot more than him. And I didn't take it as an insult because he was laughing and joking, but I also knew that there was a certain ironic truth to it, because truly my background knowledge when it came to anything was severely lacking, and I wasn't really interested in learning. In fact, I really kind of despised school. But because of that comment, I decided to crack down as I was going into college and actually educate myself. I wasn't going to do just enough to pass the class. I was actually going to apply myself. Now, this was difficult even in college because there were many classes that I just didn't care for. But some of the things I enjoyed most were in the sciences, physics, astronomy, a little bit of biology. Oddly enough, my real obsession with becoming a Renaissance man, in a sense, occurred after I graduated college. I had always had that thought in my head that it was something to achieve, not just to be well-rounded, but to excel at everything that I possibly could. And so I developed a series of obsessions after college, learning obsessions, that propelled me into different areas. So for instance, I continued to read many physicists like Stephen Hawking, Brian Greene with string theory. I moved on from there and I became very interested, and I was always interested in history, but this interest in history sparked a curiosity in economics, and so I studied the difference really between Keynesianism and the von Mises school. Many of those that I studied included Milton, Hayek, von Mises himself. I was also becoming obsessed with commodities around the same time, especially gold and silver, and I picked up another love for fighting. I didn't know that I would enjoy fighting so much, but I decided I needed to learn how to fight and I needed to do it well. So I tracked down schools that still would fight, truly fight, with no gloves, no protection, no rules, and I learned how to fight, and I learned how to fight well. And it was another obsession I had. My most recent learning obsession has become the stock market, has become the charts. I was literally dreaming about the charts last night as my mind was synthesizing the information that I've been taking in, and again, exploring the ideas in new ways. And let me qualify that statement by letting you know that what I specifically mean is that I see the interconnections between all of the things I have learned, whether it be in the realm of martial arts, sports, science, philosophy, history, economics. All of these things in my mind come together quite nicely. As a matter of fact, if you were to pick up a copy of the Book of Five Rings or The Art of War, these are extraordinarily powerful teaching tools if you apply the knowledge to other domains. So I am in a continual process of learning, thinking, growing, and applying and synthesizing information to other domains as needed in order to be as successful as I can be in those particular domains. And so I have made sure that I'm well-rounded. The first year that I entered the stock market, I only bought 2 stocks and I simply watched them. I simply watched price action and tried to understand what I was seeing, and I spoke with people in the comments section, and I was trying to get a handle first on the vocabulary of the market. Because if you don't understand the vocabulary of a domain that you're working in, it's very difficult to ever learn anything. And so that's the first thing that I did. The second thing that I did when I became more comfortable with the stock market is I began to research the candlesticks themselves. I did that all in one shot in one day, and then I took a long time away from it, and then I reviewed the information in totality on another day. And I would say clearly that's no way to master information regarding candlesticks and price action, but that's what I did. I then sought out any resources that I could to learn the information necessary to be able to interpret the data I was seeing in front of me, not only with price action, but with market setup and the different variety of indicators one has to choose from. And I listened to people who knew what they were talking about. I've read articles from a variety of well-respected trading schools, and I'm still learning. I invite you to join me on this journey in learning. So I hope you choose to continue forward here with us at The Market Wolf.